Hi there, and welcome to this edition of District Administration Solution Showcase. My name is Kurt Isley-Durley. I'm the web seminar editor for DA. In Solution Showcase, we profile new and innovative product solutions and programs that can help you meet your district's needs in a short video overview. Our guest for this edition is Kia Ellis. She is Senior Curriculum Specialist at McGraw-Hill. She's here to tell us about the direct instruction curricula for literacy and math. So, Kia, it's great to have you with us today. I'll turn it over to you at this point. Welcome to Solution Showcase.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to share with you about direct instruction. Direct instruction has over 50 years of explicit mastery instruction in reading, language arts, and mathematics. The key to its long-standing success lies within really 6 steps to mastery, which I'll share with you, along with some other programs that utilize this direct instruction methods. People often ask, well, why direct instruction? Why is this a method that's so important? Well, one of the reasons why it's really critical and it's very important is because schools are facing increasing challenges. We know it's difficult these days making sure all students are prepared to be college and career ready, and direct instruction really ensures mastery for every single student. And it drives proof with evidence-based results. It has these evidence-based results for over 50 years. It also raises teacher effectiveness and student performance. Direct instruction definitely ensures that all students can be at mastery, all students can learn, and it also helps schools meet academic goals, which is really critical in this day and age where so many schools are now struggling to meet their performance goals. So direct instruction really has a lot of proof over time. It raises performance for both students and teachers, and it really makes sure that students and schools are progressing towards great academic goals. So there really are 6 steps to get to this mastery that schools and districts really look at. How do we get to mastery? And there's really 6 steps to follow. That very first step is really meeting the challenge. Understanding that there is a challenge out there. We know that we have rigorous standards and students are required to meet a lot of grade level proficiency and to be college and career ready. So these are just some of the challenges that you keep in mind as you're thinking about your students and your schools. So instead of fearing these challenges, really meet these challenges head on. And it's really important to say, okay, I know we have a challenge. How can I go ahead and begin to plan to succeed, which leads me into the second step. Once you figure out what your challenge is at your school, the next step is really to strategically plan for a direct instruction implementation. It takes a systematic approach and it ensures confidence and ongoing student success, but it really wants to make sure that you're planning it out so it can be successful. One of the third steps is master the method. Direct instruction has a lot of different specific pedagogy methods that are really important for success. And so through trainings on-site and off-site and online, it's really important to choose the correct program, direct instruction program for you, but also using it with fidelity from day one, and those trainings really help. As you're teaching the method, it really makes sure that every student is at mastery before moving on, which can be a shift in some schools and districts, but we really believe in mastery teaching. And then the 5th step is really be happy about the results you're getting. They're going to be really successful if presented with fidelity, and there's hundreds of districts out there that are able to sustain these measurable gains, as well as having students improve on their behavior. And then the last step to mastery is making sure that you're celebrating those wins that you will see when you implement direct instruction. So we know that there's challenges, and one of the challenges we know is that we are facing a lot of students who are struggling or behind grade level. Right now, there's $14.4 billion dollars for Title I schools, and there's also 11 million Title I students. So we know that there's a lot of children out there that are at risk that we would love to help, and direct instruction really can help them by meeting the challenges head on. What we also know, though, is that there's still a lot of students in high poverty that needs help and that are at risk, and direct instruction programs are very successful with students that are at risk, and we know that lowest income students do have a higher risk of dropping out. But what we also know is that there is a great thing about direct instruction. The documentation of success, the way that it's designed, and the way that it's delivered really helps meet the challenges head on. One thing that's really critical in direct instruction is that 80% of every single day is actual review, really allowing students to become familiar with content and ensure mastery. And then only 20% is new. So it really keeps students moving forward, and it really helps students to feel comfortable and feel successful. That's one way direct instruction meets that challenge head on, by giving students consistency, lots of appropriate review, and then give them small chunks of new information on a daily basis. As you're planning to succeed, you want to make sure that you have created an effective and efficient environment, and that is intuitive, so that way learning can happen as well as teaching can occur. It's important that we like having partnerships to help ensure success, and one of those partnerships is a curriculum specialist role that actually comes in and helps with training on-site, off-site, and online, and everyone is involved in this direct instruction implementation, from coaches to administrators to teachers to paraprofessionals. It is a group effort to ensure success for all in direct instruction. One of the things that we do this is by really making sure we master the methods on-site. So really giving a lot of on-site support, lots of implementation training, and really utilizing those 5 principles of really effective professional development. And then we have ongoing support, which is really critical, having visits from experts in the field to help assist teachers, to help them become the best direct instruction teachers possible, and really making sure that it's a partnership and we're sharing and collaborating, and making sure that the on-site training is very critical to success. Because we live in the age now of digital, we know that we can also offer really great intuitive online training. So we have a great professional learning environment. So I like to call this like on-demand professional development at any time. It's really great because you are allowed to have communication with other teachers that are using the program, share ideas, talk about things that are happening in your buildings, and really have an opportunity to collaborate as a community. We also have lots of webinars that really help revisit some of the skills that are taught on the on-site training. So these webinars are quick professional development videos to help remind you of the best tools to use when using direct instruction programs. It's also a great way to kind of see them at your own time when you have time to actually do some professional development on your campuses. So we have 2 ways to master the method, on-site and online. So you can also visit some of these webinars on direct instruction at mheonline.com/DI webinar. And it's a really great, you'll get a chance to see some teachers teaching and hear some of your colleagues and fellow educators out there talking about direct instruction. So teaching the method. The structure of direct instruction is unique. It really follows a very specific structure, and it's really 4 parts to this structure as the teacher is teaching. And it's really important to use this with fidelity because it not only increases student achievement, but also improves student behavior. The very first structure is teacher demonstration, so that's modeling. The next one is the lead, which teachers and students will respond together as a support for all. And then we test students while they are responding independently. And then if it is necessary, we provide a retest, which really is corrective feedback. Very specific corrective feedback is important, and it is built into the structure of direct instruction. Our delivery is unique as well. So we have 4 ways we deliver this structure in the classroom. Whether it's a reading lesson or if it's a math lesson, the structure and the delivery will be very similar. One thing that we do utilize in direct instruction a lot are signals, and this really is for group response and hold student attention. And each format of the lessons provide consistency with that 80% review and 20% new. We keep the pace very brisk as the students can follow, because it really does help with behavior management, but we also know that a brisk pace helps students to retain information rather than a slower pace. And we all know that educators love to praise students, and we actually incorporate that in the delivery of all lessons, and we like specific praise, reinforcing correct responses, also reinforcing correct behavior, academic behaviors as well. So those teach the methods are really unique to the program, and we really make sure that we are delivering this with a lot of fidelity, both the structure and the delivery of direct instruction. So the next thing is see the results. There are a lot of results happening across the country in direct instruction, in reading and in mathematics. And one of those successes comes from Wilmington, Delaware, a charter school that is using the program and really saw a dramatic improvement from 20% to 83% meeting the state standards in just one school year. Talk about accelerated growth, and that really is part of the direct instruction model, is really accelerating students' learning. Some other successes across the country, one includes Wisconsin, where we see that students performing at or above the 50th national percentile, and it rose from 58 to 90% in reading, and then 51 to 85% in math. So using both direct instruction math and reading programs, they saw a tremendous growth in their kindergarten and first grade students who are using the program. And in Michigan, in Roseville, Michigan, what is really powerful is that they really decreased the number of Tier 3 students, which is fantastic, and then increase the number of Tier 1 students, so more students moving toward grade level using direct instruction programs. So those are the kind of successes that you will see when you're utilizing direct instruction. I want to talk a little bit more about Roseville because they really have seen some growth not only in reading but also in mathematics. And here you'll see their growth in math as well as we just talked about in reading. You'll see that they are steadily increasing students to Tier 1 over time and really making sure that they are continuing those measurable gains that we want to see over long periods of time with implementations. So we really can see a lot of students moving toward grade level in both reading and mathematics in Roseville, Michigan. So I like celebrating the wins with teachers and educators because it's really powerful for them to see their students really being successful. And these are a couple of quotes that are my favorite that I've got a chance to work with across the country that you'll see direct instruction celebrations. One teacher said, "My strongest memory is a sense of belonging. I feel that direct instruction program really sets students up for success." And that is correct. We really believe in success for every student and mastery for every student. Another teacher said, "When he begged to stay and keep reading at the guided table, I smiled a bit brighter. He is making progress with behavior as well." When students are asking to read more, we know we're being successful. Not only do teachers are really seeing the growth, but we also see administrators and directors really seeing the growth overall in their buildings. And one director said, in general, students see success. They say, "It's easy and I can do this." It's helped both the kids and the confidence level of the teachers. So directors and administrators alike are really seeing the celebrations and the success for direct instruction across the school, from teachers to students, as well as parents saying how wonderful their children are doing in direct instruction programs. So direct instruction programs, there are several, and we have programs that utilizes those 6 steps to mastery in reading, in mathematics, and language arts, and we also have a data management system. It's important to know that these direct instruction programs have a long-standing success and have been around for quite a number of years and are always making sure that it's staying current with current rigorous standards, but always keeping that foundation and structure of really making sure that 80% and 20% is built into all the programs. I'm going to share with you just a couple of the direct instruction programs for reading and a program in math, just to see so you can see a little bit of what that looks like. We're going to start with reading and language arts, and I'm going to share with you our Reading Mastery Signature Edition. It is a direct instruction reading program. It's a K-5 comprehensive program that utilizes all of those things that all good reading programs have. Students will learn all of those big 5 that we've always talked about reading. But what's unique about Reading Mastery is that it has very little entry-level points. So imagine a student who doesn't even know their alphabet, doesn't even know a letter. They actually can learn how to read with Reading Mastery, and that is really powerful. All of Reading Mastery programs are explicit and scaffolded instruction. So it does incorporate that 80% and 20% new, allowing students to only have a little bit of new instruction every day, but really have that 80% constant review of what they already have, giving them success. And then every learner can succeed, from a student who needs a little bit more as far as intervention to a student that's on grade level, or even a gifted student who can move a little bit faster. So there's a place for Reading Mastery in every building for every kind of learner. I have a video that I want to share with you, just a quick video, just so you can see the landscape of what a direct instruction classroom looks like. So this classroom just is doing a quick vocabulary session.
Hey everybody, please show me that you are a star. We are sitting up, getting ready to track and answer together and respect each other. Great job. Everybody gets a point so far. Vocabulary review first. You learned a sentence that tells how long she survived. Everybody say that sentence. Get ready.
She survived until she was rescued.
Very nice job. You learned a sentence that tells what the soldiers did. Everybody say that sentence. Get ready.
The soldiers protected their equipment.
Okay, nice job answering together. Here's the last sentence you learned. Lawyers with talent normally succeed. Everybody say that sentence. Get ready.
Lawyers with talent normally succeed.
And everybody, what do we call people who help us when we have questions about the law?
Lawyers.
Yes, lawyers. What's another word for usually?
Normally.
Yes, normally. What word refers to the special skills a person has?
Talent.
Yes, talent. What word means the opposite of fail?
Succeed.
Yes, succeed. Once more, say the sentence that tells about lawyers with talent. Get ready.
Lawyers with talent normally succeed.
So as you can see here, this video just is a quick vocabulary review for students. All students are on task. The structure is the same. You saw the teacher modeling. You saw the students answering, giving specific praise. And then you also saw that we use a signal. The pace was brisk. So all those things that I shared with you about 6 steps to mastery, you got a chance to see a little bit of that in that video. Another direct instruction program we have is math. We have several math programs, but one of our comprehensive math programs is Connecting Math Concepts. What makes Connecting Math Concepts unique is that it does balance the conceptual understanding and computational fluency while utilizing a lot of oral language for students, which is really powerful for any student who is learning language like your English learners. It also utilizes the same explicit and scaffold instruction as reading mastery, meaning that 80% review and 20% new is there. Both for reading and math, students are always placed at their instructional level, which allows for students to move quicker instead of always placing them just in a 3rd grade program because they're 3rd grade. So we really believe in placing students at their instructional level. So you'll see that very frequently in direct instruction where students are going to be grouped at their instructional level. Because we know it's important, Connecting Math Concepts is designed a little bit differently. What you'll see there in Connecting Math Concepts is that we have gradual yet intensive instruction, but you'll notice the depth and the breadth. So what happens is as students move through the program, they really never leave anything that they've learned. So let's just say they begin learning how to count in lesson 1. You can see that they're going to be working on that the entire level. And they switch gears every 2 to 3 minutes in the lesson, so working on the multiple skills in one lesson is the depth of the program, and they always are practicing what they're learning. So in Connecting Math Concepts, you devote a good deal of time teaching those explicit strategies and building new knowledge on the topics that they have previously been taught, which is critical for students so that way they understand not what to do, but why to do it, and so that way they are really understanding the conceptual portion of mathematics. Because we know coherence is very important in the current rigorous standards, you will find coherence within a level and through the levels in Connecting Math Concepts. Here is just a quick example of the coherence in geometry. As students move through the levels, you're going to see the coherence of the geometry standards, starting from level A, which really is kindergarten standards, all the way building up through level F, which would be 5th grade standards. But you can get a chance to see that these really does have coherence from recognizing just a 2-dimensional shape to going all the way through identifying and sorting objects based on parallelism, perpendicularity, and angle type. So coherence is built into the program. Data management is important, and we know that data really informs what you're going to do. And so for all the direct instruction programs, you have a data management system called To Inform. To Inform really is designed to make sure that every piece of data that you are collecting, all the performance data that you are collecting in reading or math or a language arts direct instruction program is housed here and provides you with reports and information to help inform instruction. There's reports for fluency in reading, or there's reports for standards in mathematics. There's group reports and individual reports. every piece of data that you're utilizing is housed here, used here, and then it can be interpreted through graphs and charts to help inform instruction on what to do next. So in order to kind of see some of this, we would love it if you can visit and kind of play around with some of our programs. You can see our reading programs and our math programs, as well as our data management system. If you visit connected.mcgraw-hill.com and just simply type in the username DIuser and the password DI1234, and you get a chance to see a sample of all of the things that I talked about, whether it is reading mastery or connected math concepts or the data management system. So I just wanted to thank you for joining me and listening about direct instruction and all of the 6 steps to mastery, all the proof that's been evidence-based over the past 50 years or more, that performance that every student can be successful and every teacher can teach a student how to read or be a great math student, and that every school can meet their academic goals and their progress and be successful. So I want to say thank you, and I appreciate your time listening about direct instruction.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Kia. Very interesting. Let me ask you a couple questions here. First, of course, with the growing number of English language learners coming into schools, which I believe is around 10% of all U.S. students, or just over 4 million students at this point, how do direct instruction programs address their special needs? What about English language learners?
That's a great question, and you're right, the English learners population is rising, and I actually live in a state that has a lot of English language learners, and direct instruction is powerful for English language learners because it really focuses a lot on oral language. So almost everything that we do, whether it's a reading lesson or a math lesson, focuses on using oral language and that development, which is critical for English learners. So English learners often have a lot of language in their primary language, and so when they're trying to learn English, they need to practice oral language constantly. And because direct instruction has those pre-crafted lessons and we are asking students to respond all the time and use English, they are naturally practicing English all of the time, meaning that they are responding within a minute, up to 20 times practicing their English language development, which is really critical for English learners. So also what's nice is that because there's constant review in the program, it allows English learners to constantly review the language as well as apply that to that language to reading or math. So it's really important that you know that direct instruction programs are great for English learners because of that oral language development piece that's automatically built in, as well as we have great visuals for the kids to help with making sure we're making connections with vocabulary and comprehension, and mathematics, same thing. We have a big oral language piece in all of our math programs. So it really is beneficial to all English learners.
Okay, thank you. Now, direct instruction obviously requires a strong top-down commitment from the central office and administration, as well as a sizable investment of time in professional learning to build capacity and drive results. What are your recommendations when it comes to startup, implementation, and ongoing coaching and learning? Are there some keys to success here?
Yeah, I think there are several keys, and one of those keys is knowing what your challenges are in your school district, so knowing what you would like to get from your students at the end, so keeping that in mind. So if we're talking about reading and I have a lot of students that are behind, I know that I need to build an infrastructure to make that be successful. So really getting buy-in from your teachers and administrators and understanding the bigger picture here and the bigger goals is important. And really utilizing some of those professional development that is out there that supports the instruction. So really starting with support first from your administrators, and then support for your teachers, and then finally support for your students. But really building an infrastructure and a partnership with curriculum specialists to help you facilitate changing your infrastructure and sometimes changing your thinking, because it is a different way of thinking when we are talking about direct instruction. So really starting first for the administrators, getting that buy-in and changing the infrastructure there, and then working with the teachers. And ongoing support is critical for success. So that first year of implementation is critical for making sure that your teachers are trained well, that they have ongoing support, ongoing coaching, and at the same time that you are also training and building your infrastructure to teach teachers and coaches and administrators so that way they can eventually take over that ongoing professional development. So just having a lot of conversation in the beginning, being okay with being different because it's going to be different, and not being afraid to change the infrastructure for a period of time, because you will see that growth in direct instruction by just making that infrastructure change at the school level.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Now, to our audience, if you would like some more information, you can go to the URL on your screen here, directinstruction.com. Alternately, if you prefer, you should see a simple form on the screen below this video. If you fill that out, someone from McGraw-Hill will get in touch with you with some more information. So that is it for this edition of District Administration Solution Showcase. Thank you so much for watching.